Peace and blessings. This is Tamu and Gina, Priestess Heart. This is our second recording in the year, the Julian year, 2020. Today's date is January 10th, 2020. The last time I touched base with you guys was on January 1st. And at that time, I wanted to share with you the first hexagram, which is heaven over heaven, the creative power, divine yang, or divine yang. So I've been dealing with some emotional stuff. And, when you're working on, how can I put this? When you're working on making sense out of emotions and energies from those that you love, and as well as yourself, it can be taxing. It can be a work. Sometimes what we can choose to do is tap into that energy of great sadness and then find ourselves being sucked down into that. I remember speaking to a friend recently, and the friend said to me, "You paint, don't you? Paint. Get out your paints and do painting." And I responded, when I'm feeling down, when I'm feeling sad, being creative is not there. It's the last thing I want to do. So I was hearing that person's voice in my mind, and I was like, you know what? I'm ready to transform that energy. I'm ready to dig into those paints. It's been a while. So I decided to paint this owl that you see before you. And actually, it's more of oil pastels rather than liquefied paint. I first started off with a wax crayon pencil, and kind of sketched my abstract owl in there. And there were so many times along the way that I wanted to I wanted to stop. I wanted to give up. I didn't like the way things were heading. I didn't like the gestation process. I didn't like the gestation process. I remember someone said to me in a comment recently, "Oh, I know that your heart is full of love and light." This was someone making a political comment, which had absolutely nothing to do with the post that I had made on Facebook. But of course, because of the person who I had shared, many people do not agree with their political views. So instead of seeing the message that I was sharing, they wanted to focus on the person's politics, but I was having none of it. So this person is like, "Oh, I know you're full of love and light, but this politics and that politics, and we got to stand up and we got to protest." And I said, whoa, wait a minute. Regardless of a person's politics, I'm not about that. The message at hand is what I'm about. And don't make assumptions what I'm full of, because there might be love and light there. There's also darkness there, but that's a whole nother topic. So we're not even going to get into that right now. Everybody wants to talk about focus on the light, but there's also darkness. And remember, we were all conceived in the dark. And at the moment of our conception, there was a spark. We would not have been able to see that spark if it was not for the fact we were conceived in the dark. And then we grow, our cells multiply and divide and grow in the darkness, not in the light. So I go back to this painting that I did where the two become one. This one is this owl. Owls represent wisdom. The two must work together to cultivate that wisdom. It's indeed a beautiful thing. So, allowing myself to experience the darkness and confusion that is, however, there is only now. There is no time differentiation. There's only now. So the darkness and confusion that I'm pushing through and prodding through is the perfect seed, the perfect ground for the seed of creativity, for the seed of intention. And there are moments, and I don't know if this painting is completely finished, but I needed to take a step back. But there were moments in there when I wanted to give up. I wanted to throw it out. I wanted to break it. I remember once about 15 years ago, I destroyed about 10 of my paintings because I thought they were horrific. And I look back at that moment once I got on the other side, and I was like, why? Why did I do that? I'm sharing with you my owl to encourage you. When you feel like you're going through a dark time, when you feel like you're going through confusion, you're not sure what's up, what's down, what's inside, what's out, whether it's through your own actions or whether it's through a loved one's actions against you. Don't give up. Keep pushing. And the pushing is going within, not pushing out, not forcing another person to behave a certain way, not even forcing yourself to behave a certain way, but learning to go within and be willing to cultivate that darkness and dig deep within and keep looking within for your answers. As I stuck with this, the one side of my mind kept saying, ew, ugh, ugh, ugh. And the other side is, don't you give up, don't you give up, don't you give up. And then I got to a place where I was like, ooh, I kind of dig this. I kind of like this. I'm going to stop right here. And then I realized I hadn't made a video in a while. I can't go live really because the room that I'm in my house, the reception is very iffy. And what would be the point of having iffy reception? And what I wanted to do was like, okay, here's a reason to go live. I can use the painting as a backdrop, and I can go to hexagram number 2. So again, hexagram number 1, let's see if I can put this here, is creative power, divine yang. That's heavenly energy over heavenly energy. Qian or Qian, okay? So then when I turned to hexagram 2, I loved it. I'm gonna show it to you right quick. We're gonna take a look and then I'm gonna read it to you. Supportive power, divine yin, earth over earth, which is yang is the masculine, active force. Yin is the feminine. What's the opposite of active? My mind's kind of going blank right now. But it's that force of just laying back, being receptive. It's a receptive force. So this is divine yin, kun. And I like what it says because it directly correlates to a space that I'm going through. In the beginning, there is darkness and confusion. Yet deep in that darkness, attainment awaits. The way to success for you is by being receptive and yielding. Yielding is the true way to lead. No need for greater ambition at this time. Be content. Be at peace with what you possess. Harness the force and power of soft earth. Like the earth, the sage accepts the character of all for better or for worse, and nurtures all with compassion, without exception. I'll share that with you one last time before I end this recording. Second hexagram, kun, supportive power, divine yin. Your support is in the darkness. In the beginning, there is darkness and confusion. Yet deep in that darkness, attainment awaits. The way to success for you is by being receptive and yielding. Yielding is the true way to lead. No need for greater ambition at this time. Be content and at peace with what you possess. Harness the force and power of soft earth. Like the earth, the sage accepts the character of all, for better or for worse, and nurtures all with compassion, without exception. And that is from the 64 hexagram of the I Ching. Sorry about that. And this is a print from B.MSc Wen. This is from her 2020 Metaphysician's Guidebook. This goes along with her Metaphysician day planner that she sells, which is absolutely amazing. I got my copy last year. So if you haven't gotten your copy, go to her website and order it. And as I shared with you before, the energy within you, remember Ganesh, remover of obstacles. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. 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 Ganesh, Ganapati, is an inner deity who can be invoked to clarify our karma and remove the obstacles that stand between us and our highest goals. Patron deity of scribes, writers, intellectuals, scholars, and bankers. Kartika, wielded by Ganesh, which is his little axe right there. Kartika, wielded by Ganesha, cuts away that which binds us. The mantra brings wealth, abundance, prosperity. Invoke Ganesha to help remove obstacles and clear your path towards success and achievement. He will use his Kartika, you will use your Kartika, to cut bondages that cause your suffering and destroy all of your hardships. And again, that is from B.MSc Wen's 2020 Metaphysician's Guidebook and B.MSc Wen's translation of the I Ching. I wish you blessings and great peace, and may the eclipse that we are experiencing, will experience, have experienced on this day can help usher you into your own darkness, where you'll be able to see the supportive energy that awaits, that creativity, that creative energy that's ready to push you through. Just allow yourself to be receptive of it. I'm Tamangina, Priestess Heart. Blessings and great peace. Until next time.